Hello YouTube, this is Game Productions here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to optimize your SSD to increase its performance, to improve the health of your SSD, to expand your lifetime of your SSD, to improve reading, writes, and endurance of it, and all that good stuff. And so let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to your internet. I prefer Chrome. So whatever internet browser you have, I recommend Chrome, but if you don't, you know, okay. Then you want to go to the link I have in the description below. It is called ssdreview.com, the ssdreview.com, sorry. And it'll be in the description below, so you don't have to look for it or anything. And what this is that it basically tells you how to optimize your SSD for your computer, and what do you have to do to make it more updated, and how do you just improve performance all around. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure your drivers are up to date, and to make sure your drivers are up to date, you have to go to your the websites where, according to your manufacturer. So let's say that your website is asus.com, right? So you would type in ASUS. Oops. Let's try this again. It's asus.com, and then there you go. And then we have here, we go to support. This is what I have. This is my motherboard. Basically, you have to update your motherboard for your drivers for your motherboard. That's what you have to do. And if your motherboard is an ASRock or a Gigabyte or an MSI board, go to those websites. Then you have to go to the support section. And I prefer getting the drivers manually, not just type in the model number of your motherboard. You can do that by turning on your computer and then quickly putting F2 or F10 or F12 or whatever your motherboard is. And you can see your motherboard information there. Or you can just look at your box where you got your computer from, or if you built your computer, and you should see your information right there too. So there's plenty of ways to find out your motherboard information, and once you do that, you can automatically get your drives, and you can make it updated. So that's very important to do. Update your drivers, very important. Next, you want to make sure that your motherboard is connected to Intel ports. That will increase performance by a lot, because if you put your SSDs on a 3 GB per second SATA 2 port instead of a 6 GB SATA 3 port, you're basically decreasing its performance in half. Why would you want to do that when you can just make its performance maximum and you don't have to worry about it? So make sure that your SATA cables are connected properly in the 6 GB per second SATA 3 ports, if you have one. If you don't have one, you're gonna have to get a new motherboard. It's not that expensive. It's probably in the realm of $100 depending on what processor you're using. So if you have an AMD board, it's gonna be a little bit less expensive probably than an Intel board, but the Intel board is not that expensive. I got my board for about $120. It's not that expensive, and it's a pretty good motherboard and pretty good rated. Alright, so we got all that. Now it's time for me to go to the next step, which is set your PC power options to high. So what I do is go to your start button on your computer. Basically what you want to find is power options. So type in power options, and I know that Windows 8 has its own unique way of getting to it, but that's why in the video link below I'm actually going to include a start button for your computer, so that way you could just follow this with me, and then later on you could uninstall it or whatever. But just for the sake of this video, I'm not going to be wasting my time telling you that Windows 8 is like this, because it's just a waste of time. So I figured I can give you a link to a start button that you can keep for yourself if you want, or you can just throw it away, but at least keep it for this video, and that way you can increase performance. But anyways, you want to set this to high performance. Then you want to change plan settings, and then change advanced power settings, and then you want to change your hard disk turn off never. Okay, so that's a way to do it, and that's how you make your power plant high performance. Okay, next thing would be to turn off system protection and all that stuff. So what you want to do is go to computer and hit properties, and you want to go to system protection right here, hit configure, and then turn off system protection. You don't need that stuff. That's why you have a separate hard drive to back up your data. That's why you have that. So make sure that you get one. Alright, so that way you don't have to waste your space on your SSD for that kind of stuff. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Just switch it to off and you're good to go. Next step would be to turn off paging files. So very, very simple to do. If you have more than 8 gigabytes of RAM on your system, definitely recommend for you to do this, to turn off your paging file. So what you do is you want to right click a computer, hit properties, and then hit advanced system settings, hit the advanced tab right here, and hit performance, click on settings, and then you want to go to advanced, and then change, and then you want to uncheck automatically manage paging file for all drives. Then go to where it says no paging file, hit set, and as you can see right here, mine was recommended to to 24 gigabytes of this paging file, so it was a lot of space on my SSD, that's for sure. That's why I disabled it to have those extra 24 gigs for something else on my SSD, probably more useful than that. So I figured, why not? Alright, let's see what else we got here. Oh yes, next step is now to turn off hibernation. Very important. So what you want to do is you want to go to your start button again, type in CMD, right click on CMD, and then run as administrator. And then right here you just want to just do this, copy that, and you want to paste it over here, and hit enter. I'll put that command in the description below, and it will basically turn off hibernation, which will basically mean that it will stop nagging. It will basically increase your storage up to like 10 gig. Mine is increased by 8 to 10 gigs, I believe. So it was a big difference, especially for my computer. And you don't really need hibernation when your SSD is really fast. Trust me, your SSD is faster. You don't need that stuff. All right, now this is number 8 right here is strictly for Windows 8 users, not for Windows 7 users. So if you have Windows 8, you want to type in on your start button that I gave you in the description below, optimize drives, and then you should see or Windows 8.1 I should say, because Windows 8.1 has been released not too long ago, so I'm sorry as of it is Windows 8.1. But anyways, you want to go there and you want to go to optimize. It will not defragment your SSD or anything like that. It will just optimize it to make it trimmed, so that way you can trim it, and then it will make your drive better. So Windows 8 actually improved in that area of your SSD, so at least they improved on that area. Alright, so there you go. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is enable faster boot through msconfig. If you have a slow computer, I recommend this to put no GUI boot. So what you do is you want to go to msconfig, and then you want to right click on it and run as administrator. Now, I don't recommend this if you have a very, very, very fast computer like I do. So I don't see why you have to do that. But if you have a really slow computer, then do it. It will not hurt your computer in any way. And if you don't see any difference in your speed of startup time, then just change it back and you're fine. So there's no harm in doing this or not doing this at all. It's your choice. Alright, so the next thing is to turn off multi-boot selection. That will help you out a lot. So what you want to do is go to your start button, computer, right click, computer, hit properties, and then you want to go to edit, advanced system settings, and then startup and recovery, hit settings, and then right here you want system startup, Windows default operating system, Windows 7. So what I do is, since I have no other operating systems operating at my computer, I just uncheck that, hit OK, and that will ensure that I won't have any other operating systems on my computer. It will make sure that my computer only detects one operating system. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I'm a bit off right now, but yeah, that's what you have to do. However, if you have more than one operating system, then don't do it, because you want to have another operating system. If you want to have another operating system, and keep it like that at 30 seconds. Okay, so next thing you want to do is disable drive indexing, and this is for SSDs if you want to increase its endurance. So go to, not right click on computer, but just left click on computer, and then right click on your drive, hit properties, and then uncheck this. Then it will say ignore all, and then you press OK, and then it will just do it for you. It will initially have that little administration thing, but it will be fine. Just click ignore all, and you'll be able to do it eventually. Next thing will be disable Windows search. So go to your computer, type in services. Go to your start button, type in services. It should be right there, run as administrator. Then you want to go to scroll all the way down so you see Windows search. It should be right here, and then you want to disable it and stop the service. That's all you have to do. Just stop the service and disable it, so that way you can have better performance, because Windows search actually slows down your computer sort of, because it optimizes your Windows search, but it doesn't but it runs in the background. It doesn't optimize. It optimizes your search, but does not optimize your computer's performance. That's the difference. So we'll make it slower, sort of. And your SSD can be faster. It's faster than your Windows search. So why do you need it? It doesn't make sense. Now this one's for SSD users as well. It's called Superfetch. Let me just find it here. Now this is only for SSD users. Do not do this if you have an HDD drive or hard drive, normal hard drive I should say. So just disable that and stop the service, because you don't need Superfetch if you have an SSD, because your SSD is really fast. You don't need Superfetch. In fact, Superfetch can ruin your SSD if you have it enabled. So just to keep you heads up on that. Alright, the next thing you want to do is disable write cache buffering flushing. That will increase its performance. And let's see. So you want to go to your start button, type in device manager, and then you want to go to disk drives, and then your SSD. And I forgot to do this actually, so I'm going to do it right now. Turn off Windows write cache buffering on this device. So okay, and then there you go. That's all you have to do. Okay, and I already did the Superfetch part, and now we have to disable prefetch. So what you do is want to go to your start button, type in reg edit, right click on reg edit and run as administrator. Go to HQ local machine, system, current control set, control, scroll down until you see session manager, memory management, prefetch parameters, and then you want to put these two values to 0 to enable prefetcher and enable superfetch. Put that down to 0. Alright, and let me just tell you that again. I did one a little bit too fast. Let me just tell you that again so that way you can get it. Alright, so go to HQ local machine, you go to system, current control set, control, and you want to scroll down until you see session manager. Then you want to go to where it says memory management, and then prefetch parameters, and then you're in the same place. I'll put it in the description below anyway so that you can see it. Next thing to make sure, next on the list is to make sure the trim is working. Very important. Trim is probably the most important thing you should enable on your computer, besides ACHI or something like that. You cannot, and that's another thing, make sure that your ACHI is enabled on your computer, not your IDE, because Apache is a way better. It's if you have IDE enabled, you have half of your SSD performance right there. So you want to enable Apache to have your full performance on your SSD also. But anyways, back to this. You want to make sure your trim is working. So type in CMD, click administrator, and then you want to make sure that you type in this command right here. I'll put it in the description below also. So this is the command you want to put here. So this command right here, I'll put in the description so you can see it. And then if it's 0, you're okay. You have no problem. However, if it's 1, then I'll put a link in the description below to how to enable that. I'll put a command how to enable that in the description below, so that way you can enable it and you'll be good to go on the same command thing. As long as you run it as administrator, you're okay. Alright, 5th page here, it's done. Alright, so the next thing you want to do is you want to move all your document folders to your hard drive, your secondary hard drive on your computer, if you have one. So what you want to do is, I'm going to go to Windows Explorer. Actually, go to your Start button, and then go to your username on your Start button, which is your username on your computer. Alright, then you want to go there, and then you're there. Then you want to right click on Desktop, go to Properties, hit Location, Move, and then you want to make a new folder and name it Desktop. And then you want to select the folder, and then you want to hit Apply. And it asks you, are you sure you want to move all your files to your location? You will say yes. And it's good. Next, you want to do the same thing for your downloads. So you want to, where is it? You want to go to Location, Move. Same thing on your secondary hard drive if you have one. So just type in Downloads. Okay. Select the folder, and then hit OK. And yes. And it should be good. Yeah, there you go. So next thing is to move it. Next thing is to move it to my documents to the same place. See the pattern here? You just have to basically make a new folder and name it the exact same name as the folder that was defaulted, and it will be moved perfectly there. So you just move to whatever drive you have. As long as you point it to the right place, you're okay. You want to hit it OK. And you're good. And then we're going to enable my music, my pictures, and my videos. So those are the 6 things you want to move. That's about it. Okay, so location, move, 2 terabyte hard drive, and hit my music. Of course, your Windows 8 might have a different name for it. Just go with the name that your Windows 8 might have. So don't copy what I have if you have Windows 8. Or, don't copy if you have that if you have Windows 8. Okay, there. And then my pictures and my videos and we're all done. So, let's move this to here. My pictures. Select that and hit OK. And then last but not least, my videos. So we're going to go to there, and my videos. And click OK. And there you go. You're done with that. And I believe that was the last thing on the tutorial. Yeah, that's about it. So, guys, thanks for watching my video, and please comment and subscribe to my channel. I'll be putting a lot more videos soon about gaming and stuff like that. And this is my first video on YouTube, by the way, so please go easy on me with the comments. I'll be making videos about Minecraft, about League of Legends, about any game you can possibly throw at me. I'll probably put it on YouTube. So that's about it, guys. So see you next time, and I'll make more videos about optimizing your computers as well. So that's about it, and see you next time. Bye bye.